Hi there YouTube friends and new subscribers, Annie SEO. Welcome back to Auntie A's Kitchen, where I love to share with you simple and delicious recipes that you can then cook and share with your family and friends. And in today's video, we're going to be making together another British classic recipe, the Scotch egg. And this is a perfectly cooked soft egg surrounded by well-seasoned pork meat and then encased in breadcrumbs. These are not only delicious to eat, but perfect to take away for a picnic. I'm gonna be sharing with you how to make a traditional regular sized Scotch egg, as well as my personal favorite mini Scotch eggs using some quail eggs. Please make sure, as I always say, to watch the video all the way through, as I'm not only gonna be sharing lots of tips with you, but also some alternate ingredients that you could use when you're making your Scotch eggs. So thanks for watching, let's get cooking.
First we will prepare our pork meat. You can use spring onions or chives, just make sure to finely cut them up. Next, into a bowl add your minced pork meat. I'm using about 350 grams today and I get this from Emart. Season the pork meat with just a few spices, some nutmeg, sage and thyme, before then adding some of those chopped spring onions that we cut up earlier. And you will notice that I'm only using the green stalks today, as I don't want the onion to overpower the flavour. Next, add some parsley. I'm using fresh today, but you could also use some dried parsley, and finish off with some salt and pepper before then mixing this all together. Some traditional Scotch egg recipes will add mustard powder, but I like to serve the Scotch eggs with a mustard dip, so I don't add any at this stage. At the end of the day, you can flavour your Scotch eggs in whatever way you would like. Once you've mixed everything in well, set it aside in your fridge while you get on with the next stage. Prepare some iced or chilled water so that you can place your eggs in this to stop them cooking for the perfect yolk. As you know in my videos, I love to give you more than one way to cook a recipe, so today, as well as the traditional Scotch eggs, I'll be cooking some quail eggs to show you my favourite way to eat these Scotch eggs. And in fact, the next short video I post will be a breakfast mini Scotch egg with cheese. Into boiling water, add your eggs and set a timer for 2 minutes and 30 seconds for a soft but not runny yolk. Then, as soon as that timer goes off, remove the eggs and place them straight into the ice water you just prepared. Repeat this procedure for your regular size eggs, but set the timer for 7 minutes for a soft yolk or 6 minutes and 32 seconds for a slightly runny yolk. If like me you love eating eggs, then I have lots of delicious egg recipes that you might enjoy watching, including how to make the perfect soft-boiled egg. Give your eggs about 5 minutes to cool down before peeling them. You'll need to be very gentle with the smaller eggs, but a quick tip to help you peel your eggs more easily is to knock the egg on both ends on the counter, then roll the egg on its side, and this will help the shell easily fall away. Season your flour with some salt and pepper. We will also be using this later. Next, I measure out the meat, about 75 to 80 grams for the regular size eggs and 30 to 35 grams for the quail eggs works well. As usual, I will put all of the measurement, times and ingredients used in today's recipes in the description below. A quick tip to stop the meat from sticking to your hand is to sprinkle some flour on your hand first. To make the perfect Scotch egg, flatten the meat in your hand, then place the egg into the middle and cover it, making sure that it is completely sealed in. Then place it on a plate. By making sure there are no gaps, this will ensure that your Scotch egg doesn't split when it cooks. Next, you will want to set up 3 stations. I don't measure out the ingredients, I just eyeball it depending on how many Scotch eggs I am making. One station will be your breadcrumbs. Today I'm using some panko breadcrumbs. The second will be that seasoned flour, and the third will be 2 eggs whisked up well with a little milk. First dip your Scotch egg into the flour, making sure to shake off any excess flour, then into your egg, making sure to drain off any excess egg, and finally into your breadcrumbs. Another quick tip, I usually use one hand for the dry ingredients and the other hand for the wet ingredients. Just to show you a little variety, 2 of the quail eggs I double coat, so I place them back into the egg and then finally into the breadcrumbs. Repeat the same procedure with your regular eggs, and again for some variety I double coat one of the Scotch eggs, so I place it back into the egg and then into the breadcrumbs. Bring some vegetable oil up to heat. You're looking for a temperature of about 160 to 170 C. I don't use a temperature thermometer, but a quick way to check if your oil is ready, and my preferred way, is to stick a wooden spoon into your oil, and if you see lots of little bubbles around the wooden spoon, then your oil is ready. So when cooking the Scotch eggs, I always start by placing one into the oil first. After about 30 seconds, I will check on the Scotch egg. These mini Scotch eggs don't take long to cook, so don't take your eyes off them, as they will only take a couple of minutes. Once they are golden brown, I then remove them first onto some kitchen towel, then a wire rack. I repeat this then with the rest of the eggs. The larger eggs will take between 6 to 7 minutes to cook. You don't want to overcrowd the pan, as this will also drop the temperature of the oil, so I recommend cooking only 2 at a time. You will see halfway through the cooking, I just move the Scotch eggs around and look at the colour and see how they're doing, and then once they are a golden brown colour, I remove them onto the kitchen towel and then onto the wire rack. So here we have some traditional British Scotch eggs, regular and quail size, and these can be eaten warm or cold. This first Scotch egg was the last egg to be removed from the boiling water so the yolk is firmer, and this regular size Scotch egg was taken out at 6 minutes 30 seconds so the yolk is slightly runny, just how I like them. As I mentioned earlier, I like to serve my Scotch eggs with a mix of homemade mayonnaise and mustard or some homemade onion bacon jam, and I think you will enjoy these flavour combinations too. So please have fun making this recipe, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. God bless, chop och ham det där.